live. Why not go live right now? We got a few already in. I appreciate you. God bless you. Thank you for being here. I hope to entertain and educate and fire us all up to seize this beautiful day and this beautiful opportunity and moment in time we have on this earth. Our lives are just fleeting. It's just flying right by. So I got a question out the gate. Well, you know what? Let's hold off on that. Let's actually officially kick things off. I need to make sure this Instagram thing is situated. Okay, that looks good. Bear with me. Welcome to a muzzled chat. Why not just keep that music going? So my question's, where's our rotting bag of oatmeal Joe Biden? Where is he? What? Doesn't this just highlight how badly we have dropped the ball? We've dropped the ball. That we're allowing some senile pedophile continue out his term supposedly as president. Unbelievable. We're to gain the keys back to this country. We, the people, our government has one job and it's failed us epically. Just kind of protect us. Unbelievable. It's been weaponized against us. And as Janet continually exposes, showing us the cabal that has infiltrated our government, made them puppets, and we have become slaves to the puppets and to these world globalist masters, the cabal, the synagogue of Satan. You call it whatever you want, secret societies, Illuminati, but shoot, let's do a screen share. Let's not freaking mess around. I got a few clips I want to play right before we dive into Janet. Follow the cabal. So where is Delusional Joe? I don't know. But listen to this. This is not, we know, such a corrupt family. I demand extreme accountability. Their whole family needs to go down. Just listen to this.
House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer has been investigating the Biden family business dealings for more than 2 years.
Criminal syndicate.
Launched the impeachment inquiry of Biden back in September of last year, and it is now entering its final phases. The House Oversight Committee wants Biden to testify, but he is refusing.
Oh my gosh.
Back in March, Comer sent this letter to Biden. Quote, the committee has accounted for over $24 million that has flowed from
$24 million that has flowed from foreign sources to him and his family. And you actually look into some, like, this is treasonous. He sold us out. What happened to accountability? Could we get it back? Yeah, absolutely. It's just up to us. If we just rely on anyone else, anyone other individual, even Trump, we're just rolling the dice. But if we demand it of Trump in numbers, obviously he's going to listen to us. But the cabal that's paid him off, if they're putting more pressure on Trump than we, the people, what's Trump more than likely going to do in that situation? Think about it.
Foreign sources to you, your family, and their business associates. The committee has identified no legitimate services to merit such lucrative payments.
What?
You have repeatedly denied playing any role in your family's business activities, but the committee has amassed evidence, including bank records and witness testimony, that wholly contradicts your position on these matters.
Yes.
Because he's
a liar.
And successfully traced money from foreign transactions, including from China, straight to your bank accounts. Certain checks have been described as loan repayments. However, the person who provided you free bookkeeping during your time as vice president did not remember any evidence of a loan from your accounts. Joining me now is the man himself leading this investigation.
Well, we'll call it right there. But I just wanted to highlight that real quick. He's looking to Hunter. Look no further than the Hunter Biden laptop. Look no further than his own daughter's diary. Evil people. I cannot believe we allowed them to take this supposed position. Obviously, you could see the whole time, puppets. They weren't masters of anything. Anyway, let's continue. I like these. We're going to touch on 3 clips real quick. They're like minute clips, but they really help, I feel, set the stage to what Janet is about to dive in even in more depth for us.
This message is for the elites and the powers that be. On November 5th, you were sent a resounding message. And that message was very simple. You don't get to...
By the way, some language.
Wage a culture war against the majority of Americans.
You don't.
You don't get to choke us nearly to death with inflation. You don't get to threaten parents in this country and use our children as pawns.
I like it.
You don't get to stack the deck in your favor using legislation. You don't get to flood our country with fucking illegal immigrants. And you don't get to use our military to fight your fucking rich man's wars. You don't get to force us to choose between an experimental vaccine and keeping our job. You don't get to choose what is information and what is misinformation. And you don't get to choose whether or not you want to follow the Constitution of the United States of America. When we said we are taking our fucking country back, we meant it. So for any of you who are planning some fuckery between now and January, I'd be really careful, because that tree of liberty is looking thirsty.
Wow. I love it. I want her on the podcast. Holy smokes. I mean, some men are starting to grow a pair. However, I don't see many men taking that bold of a stance. I applaud her. Would love to have her on. Help us find her and track her down and get her on. Could you help me? This one-man band is freaking exhausting. It is all I could do. This is more than full-time. There's so much involved, and I want to scale it. Want to reach more people, attract bigger guests, and or just get bigger to attract guests such as yourself, average Americans. We need more people to step forward. A lot is on the line. Everything is on the line, in fact. Another powerful woman saying it for how it is. What she touches on here, this is what we should go after. This is who we should ultimately hold accountable. And I believe the whole house of cards of evil and the synagogue of Satan will utterly collapse. What a blessing that would be. Give this one a listen.
Okay, I keep seeing people saying that we can't get rid of the payroll tax or taxes on income, on tips, and somehow that's a bad thing. I don't understand how people at this point don't understand
wants Biden to test
that our money
we're allowing
is fake.
Some senile.
And that's just the beginning part of it. Payroll taxes have always been unconstitutional.
100%.
Always. We used to survive as a country on tariffs from other countries. That's how
people are already trickling out. What, you don't want to ensure our future? Nah. I mean, is this stuff you already know? Already taking action on it? Are you getting organized? I mean, you could drop a comment. You could help us get organized. You could share. There's a lot more we could do. Sorry, I'm just talking obviously to the people that aren't here. There really isn't more important things to engage in. Like, our jobs have been an illusion for a long time into this deaded system. We'd actually fare much better if people set down their jobs to address the corruption, to actually free ourselves, free our minds, free all the institutions. Then we could go back to jobs that and rule out all these layers of corruption and tax, and have a health system that actually cares about your health and outcomes and get into the roots of issues more so than business, money, residual, ROI. Hell, at that point, they have been on the side of creating the issues and then creating not even a solution, but a Band-Aid to the issue they create. lining you up for a whole lifelong subscription to the pharmaceuticals. It's unbelievable. Is it seriously that evil and nefarious? Yes, 100%. We've proven it, and you could see what lengths they're willing to go to right here on the Fall of the Cabal. Doesn't it explain very clearly as to why the world operates the way it does? It sure does. And it all spirals around this fake currency that these certain individuals, Rothschilds, own. This is the financial leg that has stood evil up to such an extent. It seems too big to go after, but it absolutely isn't. And collectively, oh my gosh, I'm ready to storm the castle. I'm not even going to lie. I started looking into Rothschild estates. And it seems the majority of them are all over the world, UK. Your jaw, maybe we'll do an episode here in the future about it. Your jaw will hit the floor just seeing a single one of these estates. They're freaking like castles. And that's what we could see. There's more elaborate build-outs supposedly under the ground than above ground. Unbelievable. What could these evil individuals be doing down there?
We were financed. We were hijacked by the Federal Reserve, which for the thousandth time
yes, we
is
have.
Not federal.
It's not federal.
Reserves, it's a private corporation. Our money is fake, and this entire time we've been getting screwed.
Yes.
With payroll taxes, property taxes, and all this other garbage they installed.
Yes.
We were hijacked, and just because you were born into it and you're used to it, somehow you're like, what about the infrastructure? Who's going to take care of that? It never went to the infrastructure.
Right.
Taxes are paid, which are paying the interest on the money that is borrowed from these private banks. No money that you pay in taxes has ever gone to America. They lied. Please understand this. They lied, and we were hijacked. So when Trump says he's going to get rid of the payroll tax and taxes on tips, it's because it's always been unconstitutional, and it never funded America. You got fucked. I got fucked. Everybody's been fucked. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
It's going away. Thank you.
Thank you for speaking things very clearly. I mean, think about it. Taxes are a joke. These people control the money. They don't need our taxes at all. You could see with their printing to oblivion, they don't need our tax. But they tax us. Why? Oh my gosh, it reminds me of the saying. I took a screenshot, and it was on the Fall of the Cabal yesterday's episode, but from I can't pronounce her name, but she's a Rothschild. 1849. Cutler Snapper. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Wife of Mayor whatever Rothschild. Before her death, she nonchalantly stated, and this is a direct quote from the Queen of the Rothschilds at the time, "If my sons did not want wars, there would be none." And the fact of the matter of this, it is absolutely true. And in fact, there is much evidence that the context in which she spoke was that she was bragging, not warning or lamenting, bragging, boasting. In your face. What are you going to do about it? That riles me up. I don't know about you. But to kind of bring it home, Russell Brand in this breaking truth bomb little clip, we've played it before, kind of really brings it home. So let's bring it home, and I can't wait to get into the Fall of Cabal.
Yes.
Out of respect for you and your show,
oh, so good.
I brought some facts.
We love
the pandemic
Russell.
Created at least 40 new big pharma billionaires. Pharmaceutical corporations like Moderna and Pfizer made $1,000 of profit every second from the COVID-19 vaccine. More than two-thirds of...
Why is the dude laughing? There's nothing funny about this. At the expense of people's health and death.
Congress received campaign funding from pharmaceutical companies in the 2020 election. Pfizer chairman Albert Bourla told Time magazine in July 2020 that his company was developing a COVID vaccine for the good of humanity, not for money. And of course, Pfizer made $100 billion in profit in 2022. And may I
He's
just
trying to shut him
finally,
up.
and this is also a fact, that you, the American public, funded the development of that. The German public funded the BioNTech vaccine. When it came to the profits, they took the profits. When it came to the funding, you paid for the funding. Right. It's difficult not to...
But I will just add one thing. It's possible that...
This is so good. Economic system in which these companies, all these tyrants, all these monopolies benefit to our detriment. This type of system, we are perpetually going to generate states of crisis. Just perpetually. Like, wow.
These are greedy capitalists who made a lot of money.
All I'm querying
right here, he's going to bring home.
Is if you have an economic system in which pharmaceutical companies benefit hugely from medical emergencies, where a military-industrial complex benefits from war, where energy companies benefit from energy crises, you are going to generate states of perpetual crisis, where the interests of ordinary people separate from the interests of the elite.
And cottage industries.
Boom. He just...
Once you create an industry...
All right, we don't care about that guy's last statement. Silly. But that really brings it home, doesn't it? Perpetual crisis by these companies that actually benefit from the crisis. It's a terrible economic system. And it's intentionally being done to our detriment. We must address this. Now, it seems like we're gaining momentum politically to start cleaning some of it to a degree. But if we don't fully get involved, what outcome will they just... I know that the majority of them will just get a surface cleaning and they'll be right back to what they do. We need a clean house. Let's ensure that happens. Bless you all. I hope you're having a terrific day. I don't know about you, but I am thoroughly enjoying diving back into Janet and Cynthia's Fall the Cabal sequel. And it is my honor to present part 15 to you today. Let's go. Rest in peace, Janet. We love you. Much more.
Let's continue where we left off at the end of our previous part, shall we? What do we have left in the area of depopulation in our daily lives? We have changed the order a bit to save what's best for last. Here we go. Additives in food, water, beauty.
Best for last, and people are dropping out like freaking flies. Like, you got better things to do than face the evil in this life. Once again, you just gonna roll the dice on the political figures that may even or may not make it into office? Is that where we're at? We get just like we don't even get a breath of fresh air. We just get a thought of a breath of fresh air, and we're already kicking up the recliner. Is that what it is? Golly, we're gonna have to ramp up that much more if that's the case. Unbelievable.
Beauty, care, and cleaning products. It may be hard to fully grasp that the Cabal seriously thought of all possible strategies to bring the masses to their knees. By design, Purposefully, our food and water have been poisoned with substances that cause cancer and destroy our nervous system.
Our nervous system.
75% of the adverse reactions to food additives, which have been reported to the FDA, are connected with aspartame. Those reactions include headaches, migraines, dizziness, convulsions, nausea, muscle spasms, weight gain, rashes, depression, fatigue, irritability, vision complications, panic attacks, memory loss, and joint pains.
Folks.
It is considered that some chronic diseases can be triggered or even aggravate when using aspartame. For instance, brain tumors, multiple sclerosis, epilepsy, Parkinson's disease.
Maybe that's why people are dropping out. They dropped out to go buy their soda, refill their soda, or they're feeling the effects. If you don't have your health, you're not going to be excited to do anything. You just, man, that's why they fought so hard to dumb us down, make us sick, make us reliant on their system. It's so freaking clear. We must get right with God, and we must actually do what we can to up our health. We're not nowhere near what our top tier ability of function could be. If you could even fathom it. Now, we've been diminished. It's been too well integrated into, especially here in America, in all the things from our food, from our soda, soft drinks, our water itself, from the air, from the frequencies. Golly, information's having a dumbing down effect too. But let's just continue. I'm just livid. I'm livid because I saw a few people on just drop off as though you got maybe you got it figured out. Let's go there. Let's just give you the benefit of the doubt. You already know this whole episode. Congratulations. Good job.
Alzheimer's disease, birth defects, diabetes, and many more. If you wish to know more about the unsuspected approval by the FDA, the role of Donald Rumsfeld, and the ownership by Monsanto, please do your own research. It's quite easy to uncover the truth.
Yes, it is.
Especially with these 3 leads. More and more products turn out to be magnetic. Why? Can that be healthy?
Look at all that.
What on earth happened to those products? I mean, we ingest that. Does anybody know what it does to our body and mind?
Yeah, all sorts of issues. It's not good. It's not naturally there. You know what it is?
In many countries,
people have connected that dot. The more heavy metals you have in your system, the more reactive your system is to their 5G warfare. Full stop.
For over 75 years now.
That's why we need to not just regulate our nutrition and everything, but we actually need to do mold detoxes, parasite detoxes, cleanses of the body. Water fasts are decent, but also do detoxes such as Masterpiece to eradicate the heavy metals. That tincture is a miracle tincture. I just got my refill. I've been taking it, and I believe, starting to feel the effects. In fact, I don't want to go a day without it, with how they've ramped up. So I'm going to go ahead and do a stockpile of it. I advise you do the same. You could just click in the description section and click into the Masterpiece and order yours up.
Our drinking water has been poisoned with fluoride, a highly toxic chemical waste product.
Which they fight still. It's unbelievable how certain doctors even were indoctrinated in their education and believe it's still good for teeth and this and that, where It's literally, indisputably been proven to cause so many issues and literally, I'm saying literally too much, lower IQ.
Janet,
unbelievable.
Fluoride has detrimental effects on the brain, the thyroid, and the immune system. Furthermore, fluoride is known for its destructive calcifying effects on the pineal gland. As the pineal gland is known to enhance intuitive awareness in people, one can easily understand why the cabal wants it closed, not open. Toothpaste. 95% of all branches still contain fluoride. Even today, the CDC will tell you fluoride is highly beneficial. Dentists still recommend parents additional fluoride treatment for their children. Yet, at the same time, toothpaste tubes read this warning sign. Keep out of the reach of children under 6 years of age. In case of accidental ingestion, seek professional assistance or contact a poison control center immediately. More than 80% of the cases of fluoride toxicity are reported in children below the age of 6. This is caused by the flavors added to children's toothpaste, which leads to voluntary swallowing of the toothpaste. Children under 6 years of age should not use more toothpaste than the size of a pea. Yet, this is what is shown in every commercial. If a 2-year-old swallows 2 tubes of children's toothpaste, nicely flavored, its chances of survival are extremely low.
Wow.
And just in case you thought that maybe the cabal forgot about your care products and cosmetics, I'm sorry to inform you that most products contain xenoestrogens, causing infertility and cancer, plus heavy metals like titanium, aluminum, lead, cadmium, mercury, nickel, and chromium in its carcinogenic state. And cleaning products? According to environmental experts, the average household contains approximately 62 toxic chemicals. Think ammonium, chlorine, and much, much more. Ingredients linked to asthma, cancer, reproductive disorders, hormone disruption, and neurotoxicity. There is no federal regulation of chemicals in household products. Neither ingredients nor products must meet any sort of safety standard, nor is any testing data or notification required before bringing a product to market. Next, GMOs, genetically modified organisms. We showed you in part 9 some of the problems around GMOs. When crops are genetically modified, they can be patented.
Right.
That means that soybeans, corn, wheat, and basically every crop that was tempered with now belongs to someone. That someone made sure that these genetically altered crops do not reproduce in a natural way by producing seeds. This is what gives them a monopoly position on seeds and thus crops. Farmers are forced to buy the modified seeds each and every year. The modified crops need expensive pesticides, herbicides, and fertilizers, all provided by the same companies like Bayer. One bad season and farmers go bankrupt. The poisoned land is left with monoculture and thus exhaustion. The yield may look bigger and better, but it's actually carcinogenic.
Right. There we go.
Ecosystems are disrupted. Insects die. Birds die. Desperate farmers die. The link to depopulation? People on a massive scale will die from cancer. And what is the long-term effect of the consumption of plants that do not produce any seeds? Has there ever been any research into the question what that does to the human reproductive system? Furthermore, the owners of the patented seeds can create shortage whenever they want, for as long as they want. Think famine, people dying of hunger. Control the food supply, and you control the people.
Right. Wow.
Next, family planning. We've already shown you in part 6 what family planning entails and how it is used by the cabal. But our emphasis was on the less developed countries. How about the richer countries? How about you and me? We mentioned a new topic several times now, a topic that will shock you once we show you its statistics. I'm talking fertility, infertility, and our reproductive organs. We mentioned xenoestrogens and their effects on our reproductive organs. If you knew how many products that we use on a daily basis contain xenoestrogens, you'd be surprised that we can actually still procreate at all. Xenoestrogens are man-made chemicals. They can cause cancer and make you infertile. This is a well-known fact among chemists. Still, they are processed in a variety of products that we use on a daily basis, from care products to food and water. Why are those products still for sale? Why are we not protected by the FDA or our governments? You want to know why? Because they are part of the depopulation agenda. They are part of something so evil with such a sweet name: family planning. These chemical compounds can be found in commercial meat and dairy products, in anything that contains pesticides or insecticides residues, in artificial...
All right, we got to take a pause here. Because we had the initial wave when we kicked this off on the live, and we're not getting a trickle. So I did some looking, checked out podcasts specifically on Rumble, lives, and we're not on there. What is up with that? So our free speech is, they're allowing it. We could share it, but it seems there's genuine algorithms going against what we're uncovering here. We should be greatly concerned regarding that. In fact, that just ramps up the responsibility we all have to sound the alarm, because this is regarding our own health. With health, I mean, that's truly going to dictate the outcome for our future. I can't believe this on Rumble. What the frick is going on? I will be blasting some emails right after this episode, but just know we have an uphill battle in it. I need your help. I need your help to get these episodes out there. Please share this. I mean, if I'm too distracting, if you just find me too distracting, interjecting, then share Janet's links herself. This information must get out to the masses. Let's go.
Artificial food additives, fast food packaging, tap water, processed foods, dryer sheets, plastic bottles, soft plastic used for baking, pacifiers, diapers, baby wipes, makeup, shampoos, conditioners, deodorants, diapers, mattresses and foam furniture, vinyl shower curtains, paper plates, plastic toys, air fresheners, scented candles, birth control pills, menstrual products, sunscreens, fleece clothing and blankets, even the ink on your receipts. They are everywhere. Xenoestrogens entering the skin, for instance by using care products, go directly to tissue without passing through the liver for detoxification. So they are 100% absorbed by the body and can be 10 times more potent than those consumed orally, for instance through meals. Still, plastic-wrapped foods heated in a microwave contain some of the highest xenoestrogen levels. Remember that next time you heat your baby food in the microwave. Okay, you want statistics on infertility? To give you a general idea, 1 in 6 British couples have problems conceiving. The latest scientific studies have shown that in most cases, problems around conceiving find their origin in men, not just women. Since the 1970s, the sperm count in Western countries has dropped by 59%.
Wow.
Furthermore, erectile dysfunction is increasing.
Drastic.
And testosterone levels are declining by 1% each year.
That's insane.
Those men who seek medical help to fight their low testosterone levels can have their sperm counts drop to 0 while they're on it.
Right.
The current state of reproductive affairs cannot continue much longer without threatening human survival. It's a global existential crisis.
Wow.
Worldwide fertility has dropped by 50% between 1960 and 2015. The United States has a total birth rate that is 16% below what it needs to replace itself.
Holy, that's where, if we even take this serious enough, with the biowarfare, everything they've kicked off, it just seems we're being led to the second coming, no matter what, at this point. That's where I feel drawn to put more emphasis on getting right with God. And in doing that and finding his direct will, well, I can't argue that for you. I can't. But we're to be educated. I still find it entirely worth going against all of this. Wouldn't you want a clean house before Jesus knocked on your door? I find it crucial. We do everything we can.
Rates of miscarriages are on the rise, and girls are experiencing earlier and earlier puberties, in some cases before the age of 8. In some parts of the world, the average 20-something woman today is less fertile than her grandmother was at 35.
Wow.
Today, the average male is nearing 47.1 million sperm per milliliter. Compare him to his father, who had an average of 99 million sperm per milliliter.
Unbelievable.
And it's clear that this is a deeply worrying trend.
Yep.
It's no wonder that the assisted reproductive technology market is worth about $26 billion and is calculated to grow with yet another 10 billion in the next 5 years.
Of course.
Infertility doesn't just alter a man's ability to make children, it also increases his mortality risk. Infertile men die younger, according to a Stanford University study. Men with sperm concentration lower than 15 million per milliliter have a 50% greater chance of being hospitalized for any medical reason at all, and poor fertility has been linked with higher rates of heart disease and cancers. What a marvel of a chemical compound. You can put it in just about everything and it will slowly kill off the useless eaters. But on its own, it's not enough to depopulate the planet once and for all. Let's have a look at yet another element of family planning: abortion. We've already shed some light on Planned Parenthood and its illegal side activities, such as selling baby body parts and organs. Remember the number of babies they abort each year? In 2019, it was almost 350,000. And that's just Planned Parenthood. Only 40% of US abortions are performed by Planned Parenthood. Do you know what else Planned Parenthood is good at? Sex education. Planned Parenthood is the single largest provider of sex education in the United States, pushed by UNICEF, UNESCO, the WHO, and thus the UN.
Not good. Oh my gosh. By the way, I just left a message with another podcaster I know where we've actually shown on direct numbers, considering specific, anything anti-Semitic, anything really in depth on the cabal, the banking system, you get throttled. There's algorithms. And that seems to be what's at play here. And we've mathematically proven that. So how are we going to beat it? I mean, it just going to take mass awakening. I mean, let's see here. Yeah, we're still at 1. If you can view this and you can share it and they can view it, that's all we need. That's all we need for organic growth. Let's just share it to the moon. Frick algorithms. Let's continue. Golly. Yeah, none of this stuff's organic. It's all pushed. It's evil. Unbelievable. Good job, Janet. Brings all the receipts. Holy smokes. The Matrix. Oh my gosh. That is horrific. That's not just grooming. That's pedophile status. You're not to the hypersexualization of children 0 to 4 years old. Unbelievable. Completely unacceptable. Let kids be kids. Wow. Wow. Janet brings it all right before our eyes, folks. You can't make this stuff up. Wow.
They arranged that children in kindergarten, or even younger than that, are now taught how to masturbate and how to sexually please each other.
Wow.
5-year-olds know more about anal sex than you and me. Now please don't get us wrong. We are pro-sex education, and we do not believe in a sex taboo.
Sex education at the mature age is important. So individuals can start being responsible for their acts, but from 0 to 4 years old, unacceptable, unbelievable, evil.
After all, we are Dutch. But I mean, 5-year-old kids? Really? Children that young have no interest in sex yet. It's not natural.
Right.
Planned Parenthood teaches very young children that sex is natural, wonderful, that it's all about equality and everything is permitted. Sure, they talk about consent, but do you really believe a 6-year-old or a 10-year-old knows anything about consent?
Nope.
Do you know what we're looking at here? We're looking at a license for pedophilia.
Exactly.
Sex with a 10-year-old is called rape. If you don't believe that this entire movement was set up to normalize the sexualization and exploitation of children, we must tell you something about the Netherlands.
Oh my gosh. Well,
We
things
have
might
an
get a
official
little
political
graphic.
Party for pedophiles, set up in 2006 and tolerated by the
sick.
government. They have their own manual in which one can read how to gain a child's trust, how to sexually abuse it, and how to get away with it. When concerned citizens took the matter to court, the judge's verdict stated that the manual contained nothing unlawful, as texts about child abuse and child pornography are not prohibited by law. Pictures?
Protecting
yes,
his
but
own
not
pedo
text.
buddies.
Therefore, the manual was officially acknowledged by the government in 2019. Under pressure from the Dutch people, Grapperhaus promised he would change the law and prohibit the manual. But, as we speak, nothing has changed.
Unacceptable.
The pedo-political party plus their manual are still acknowledged by Dutch law. The party's treasurer, Van den Berg, stated that rearing is also about introducing children to sex. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? That's precisely what Planned Parenthood keeps saying, instigated and financed by the UN.
Surprise.
The entire LGBTQ movement was set up by the Cabal, taken over by Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and thus financed by Soros.
It's not organic.
Not to advocate equality, but to sexualize and exploit children, to destabilize the family and create confusion.
See, that's where people got to understand. That's where this type of deep dive, this information sharing is so crucial. Because people are falling for these narratives as though it's more loving, not educating themselves to understand that the cabal with money we can't even comprehend has stood all this up. And it's for, you can make a list as to why they would do it. Well, it's divisive. Okay, yeah, they want that in this country. Well, it's going to create less population. That's for sure. Okay, yeah, we want that. Many other things. It's going to pull people away from God. Okay, yeah, the cabal wants that because their God is Satan. They want to see destruction. Unbelievable. They position themselves to even financially gain on this with the child mutilation, with the pharmaceutical, with so much. It's so clear. We definitely gotta do our research, and we must challenge everyone to do theirs. It's like, you want to talk on any of these talking points? You want to blindly support any of these groups? Well, turn them on to this very episode.
We are pro-equality. We are pro-gay rights. As a matter of fact, we want equal rights for every human being. To us, it doesn't matter whether you're straight, gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, or queer. But leave the children out of it. Yeah. It is not okay if drag queens include children in their shows.
Gosh.
Or when they read stories to young children in schools.
It's like someone drinking appropriately, like, covers himself and goes behind a bush to take a wee. And he's hit with citations and also gets registered as a sex offender. Yet these parades, men literally walking down the street showing their genitalia. They literally had corners of sex offs where there was no, let's say, they weren't checking age. It was supposed to be only above 18 or whatnot, but there was no one checking age. And there's images of children being around, all, like, literally people having sex and freakouts on the streets in our cities. We literally live in a time that is worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. It's unbelievable. I don't even care. You want to go after the federal system, the medical system, any of the corruption in this country, great. But I don't know a better one than to protect our children. And whether it's our unborn, whether it's any age, it breaks my heart. Disgusting. Oh, it's disgusting.
Program. The goal is to get kids excited about books, and particularly books like gender fluidity and or about gender fluidity, and giving kids queer role models.
No. All right, so does anybody in this room know how to twerk? And then you just move your bum up and down like that, and that's twerking.
Disgusting.
Readings take place at libraries, museums, and other cultural centers in more than 30 cities across the country. Some are small affairs, but many, like the one in Washington, D.C., play to full houses.
It's just really been obvious that there was a need for this.
Bring asylums back. Bring them back. This is not acceptable. This is completely inappropriate. Tag me what you will. Write your frustration in the comments. But this is downright inappropriate. And I'm sorry, dude. What are you doing? You're not a woman just because you put on a wig. You'll never be a woman because you were born a man. No surgery is going to change that. Now, if you get a really good surgeon, you may be able to fool some people. But if in fact you do, there should be major ramifications. 100%.
Community.
The library partnered with the DC chapter of Drag Queen Story Hour to bring the family-friendly events to the nation's capital.
Disgusting.
We are grooming the new generation of Americans.
terrible.
Lactatia is the devious diva you could ever think of. Hello, my name is Nemes. I am 9 years old, and I am a drag princess named Lactatia.
What? No. Get out of here.
It is not okay when parents talk their children into wanting to have a sex change. In countries like Australia and Canada, you can go to prison when you try to discourage your child from having a sex change. That's right. When your little girl comes home one day and tells you she wants a sex change, don't you dare ask her to wait a few more years until she's absolutely certain. You can get up to 10 years behind bars.
Unbelievable. Father jailed for calling his transgender child who was born a female his daughter and denouncing her medical treatment. Good on you, Father. We must see him free. He was fulfilling his role protecting his child against the synagogue of Satan. Do we need to bring in the transitioners, the detransitioners, and how they speak out how horrific all this system is? That they didn't have a choice? Can't we see how malleable children are? For frick's sakes, we get them to believe Santa Claus. You could get something where, colorful, just colorful outfits and things and, upbeat music, center of attention type things like a community. Of course, people are going to get wrapped up in that. 100%. Of course, some sickos at all ages is going to start walking in sin and be attracted to sin, not even understanding. I mean, let's be real. The adults know exactly, and better a millstone tied around your neck than harm one of these littles. So if you're grooming, if you're a part of the mutilation surgery, I don't give a frick if there's a doctor before your name. Better a millstone. I'm going to fight tooth and nail to see that day. You protect trans.
Children's Hospital, which opened the first clinic for transgender youth in the U.S. Since 2007, they've treated hundreds of children and teens.
In the past couple of years, our volume has just about doubled.
Unbelievable. Oh my gosh, no. What are these parents thinking?
And just in case you think LGBTQ is quite a lot to wrap your head around, it has now been extended and is actually called LGBTQIA+. This is now taught in schools. Recent studies have shown that more and more children are confused about their gender identity. Why are we not surprised? What we are looking at here has nothing to do with tolerance, acceptance, or equality. This is a political agenda.
Right. Ooh, see that? The money behind the transgender movement. Billionaire George Soros opens his wallet to transform America. Him and all his elite buddies. Because once again, you can see how it fulfills so many things. Depopulation, divide, it's anti-God, it's destroying the family. They profit more. I mean, once you do those surgeries, once you do irreversible Lupron and drugs, they're going to be messed up, getting in the line for pharmaceutical for the rest of their lives. This is no joke.
See the bigger picture? Family planning at its finest. Destroy the family and prevent procreation.
Right.
Depopulation in yet another disguise.
Right.
Remember how we started this episode? We really believed it would all fit in part 15. But the more we researched, the more we discovered. And to our own shock, now that we have reached our crucial half hour, there are still 3 topics left. Depopulation truly entailed much, much more than we believed upon starting our quest. And so, we invite you to join us for more madness in part 16.
Oh, that one fired me up, folks. That makes me want to set down the microphone and be a man and go take action in real life. And if, police, are you doing your job? National Guard, military, FBI, CIA? Why are any of these institutions or parents themselves allowing mutilation surgery to take place on children? And we can directly go to the individuals. Why are we not creating militias to actually go after the top tier individuals? They built out a lot, and when we stay back and all we use are microphones and phones, well, doesn't Janet show us what that can lead to? But if we actually unify and take action against these individuals, could you only imagine what we could get done together? Wow. All right. I don't know what she's diving into 16. It's been a long time, but let's find out. God bless you. You know, this is where I suppose we can shake things off a little bit, hand it over to our loving Creator God, and seek guidance and counsel from Him. And that He'll bring the light, He'll bring the peace back in, so we'll gain that clarity on what we're supposed to do. He'll put the impressions upon our heart, and we'll more effectively do exactly what it is we need to be doing. I'm telling you, we were put in this era, and it wasn't just to seek self-serving things. No, we all have a role to play. We all have responsibilities and a duty to this country and what happens in our backyards. Otherwise, don't whine when it's one of your kids that, not just that, I mean, the trafficking side. Are you kidding me? So many things. Yes, there's hope. There's a lot of hope, and looks like some proper shifts that we've been needing for some time. But the corruption runs so deep, we must unify as a people, and it's time to double, triple down right now to take this out. Wow, that last one shook me. More depopulation. Come on, Janet. What do you got for us in this one?
In the previous 2 parts, number 14 and 15, we spoke about depopulation tools. That's what they are to the Cabal.
Yes.
Just tools, a means to an end.
Yes.
To us, the people, they are mere weapons. They are actual weapons of mass destruction.
Should have paused it there for you.
We have 3 left. Here we go, as we have no time to waste. Number 3 in our countdown. Chemtrails. Remember clear blue skies and white fluffy clouds? Neither do we. They disappeared several decades ago, when all of a sudden, Planes left strange lines in the sky that remained there instead of disappearing after a few minutes.
Right.
Which would be normal for contrails.
Right.
Condensation trails.
Right.
These new trails, however, not only remain in our skies, they spread out to form a thin and all-enveloping cloud cover.
Oh my gosh. Look, come on. How many times do you walk out and you just see that? How many times do you see that? Or that? Any one of these, have you been putting it together that it's been leading to that? That's not a contrail, people. That's a spray. Let's see what Janet actually brings to the table as to what specifically. We continually plug Frankenskies. That is an amazing documentary diving in on this very topic, and that's all you need to know. But this, no one's immune to this, folks. You can't hide from this. You can't hide your children. You cannot hide your wife from this, because this is going to end up in the water systems, the food, the air you breathe, the things you touch, you lick and touch your eye and nose and ear. And there's a lot of heavy metals. There's bacteria. There's graphene oxide, aluminum, barium.
This new type of
not
trails,
good.
often raggedy on one side, were soon coined chemtrails, chemical trails instead of condensation trails.
Right.
Years of testing went by. Chemicals were found all right, and to an alarming extent. Barium, cadmium, aluminum, titanium, strontium, lithium. Heavy metals that are stored in our brains where they have proven to cause Alzheimer and Parkinson's disease.
Might I add, this is one of the most, let this sink in, this is one of the most censored topics as well. Anything regarding your health. Oh my gosh, I just posted expert, a whistleblower, military individual that was involved in this, and she's whistleblowing on it. Like, I was a part of creating the sprays, and she whistleblows. And yes, X has been liberated to a degree, but there's still bad things getting weeded out. Whether it's entirely going to be weeded out is to be determined. But in reposting her info, boom, like it's like a fact check, and it's talking about contrails, and more so making conspiratorial of the. So they're trying to discredit still what's happening, even yes on X, on Google, but the evidence is overwhelming. It's not even debatable when you actually do your research, period. Hopefully Janet just hits it out of the park for us, so you don't need to go do any more research past this other than just verify. And I'm not telling you to take her word for it, my word for it. That's where Frankenskies really does hit it out of the park. Maybe she will right here.
What on earth are they doing up there?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh, nothing to see
People
here.
reported getting sick, having headaches, burning eyes, and feeling exhausted.
Right.
After years of denial and ridicule by the authorities, chemtrails were finally admitted to exist.
Boom. Right there. Oh my gosh, did I need to pause
Not only that, having headaches, burning to exist.
U.S. government admits. Boom. September 29th, 17. Come on now. To cover the sun by spraying our skies with chemtrails. Of course, to fight global warming. Climate change. Unbelievable. And people still don't believe it. Harvard Solar Geoengineering Research Program.
Not only that, we were told they were sprayed on us for our own good, to protect us from global warming.
Oh my gosh.
The thin cloud layer, formed by the heavy metal particles, reflects the sun back where it belongs, away from us.
We have effectively been dumbed down, that we aren't even believing what we're seeing ourselves. I mean, my gosh, that gentleman at the gun range, I couldn't believe it. That's where it's like, stop projecting as though you love your loved ones and would be willing to die for them if under threat. Like, why? What is the word I'm looking for? Throw it in the comments. It's like you have exceptions or limitations to your love. I know I've brought this up continually as of late, trying to perfect it to have it, I don't know, have a little more punch, a little more impact, to where people can't help but walk away and be like, you know what? I wouldn't be doing my part as a protector if I at least didn't look into it. Boom. That's all we're asking. You can come to your own conclusions. Obviously, it's your life. But it is so threatening and it's so damaging. And the evidence of that is downright scary. And we need to put a stop to it right away. Not tomorrow, right away. Oh, that's just...
Another example is the array of technologies, often referred to collectively as geoengineering, that potentially could help reverse the warming effects of global climate change. One that has gained my personal attention is stratospheric aerosol injection, or SAI, a method of seeding the stratosphere with particles that can help reflect the sun's heat.
Boom. Yeah, it's not a conspiracy. Look at all the patents. Oh my gosh. See how they position the jet nozzles? Look, it's not coming from the engine, but they position the jet nozzles near the engine. But on this particular, not all of them have them on the tips. They're only positioned by engines to deceive. But clearly this one and many others like it. I've taken videos and footages myself. Now, I haven't had a powerful enough, let's say, magnifier to catch one to like this degree. But anyway. Look at that. Come on now. Chancellor of Germany. Wow. Well, that actually was like a rigged up. That was like a rigged up commercial airliner. You can see the seats. That's crazy. There's no way I'd sit in there and be like, what the flip is going on back there? This largely has been rolled out, it seems, through our commercial airliners and our military aircraft and some of the private sector. Not so much our travel, like, airliners. Huh. Wow. A permanent building. Yeah, that would be a military grade aircraft. Come on now. Wow.
See him spraying that picture out? Yeah. Feels like we're above it. I know. Oh, it's maybe dead right now. I gotta put this on YouTube.
Wow.
It's spraying out of the top of its wings.
Ordinary condensation trails don't just stop and start again. Yeah. So now she's just trying to fire up your critical thinking so you can put it together yourself. Because look, if this, let's say, height with moisture content was able to create their definition of a contrail, which is water vapors and ice crystallization, I mean, it wouldn't just cut in. You could see it was a full-blown spray. It just probably is running out, just like anything. You know, I run out of water in this mobile camper trailer, it will start spurting. It's like what you're seeing here. Unbelievable. How dumb do you have to be? So don't let it overwhelm you. It's not like, what can I? They're poisoning your loved ones. All of us. And it's aluminum, which causes Alzheimer's. It's dumbing us down. It's killing the pH. It's ruining food. It's going to be harder to be. I mean, nutrition in and of itself, we lose out on real quality food. Automatically, our best function out the window. It's gone. I know this firsthand. This is blanketing everything. And what animals eat, what plants eat. So we got to stop this. This is unbelievable. Wow. Oh yeah, that's just a contrail. Unbelievable, folks. Unbelievable. Hope you take this serious.
The organized lack of sunlight causes vitamin D deficiency, which can cause weakened muscles and bones, depression, inflammations, high blood pressure, exhaustion, neurological and autoimmune problems.
Who's feeling that?
But hey, it's for your own good. Next.
By the way, what we can do is simply share this episode. That's to a degree doing your part. Look up Frankenskies on Rumble. We've plugged it on past episodes. We could add it after to this one. So I'll add it after. Just made a note of it. You could pass that one on to loved ones. But we must start having this discussion. And it's not like we need to come from, oh, hey, we know, and sound the alarm. It's like, I mean, unfortunately, with the manipulation that we're kind of working our way out of with free speech platforms, with all this liberation, it seems, that may come, even with Trump's announcement fighting against the censorship of misinformation through all the organizations. Oh, they've all infringed upon it. So we could just be you can come at it multiple different angles to the people in your life, whether it's challenging them like, hey, you're really a smart individual, I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Whether it's, oh my gosh, I found this super alarming and it seems really scary to me. I'd also like your thoughts. Give us more tools on approaches and what has worked with you. Collectively, we must wake up the masses, because more than sharing this, you want to take action. Let's start building out emails and going state by state, emailing the governors, the senators, everyone. I mean, my gosh, right here, Arizona. It's easy. Governor, just punch in. Contact us. Boom, there's a number you can call. There's an email, 2 emails. There's an address. You could even organize a peaceful protest. Anyway, I apologize. Let's continue.
Number 2 in our depopulation countdown, electrosmog. The invisible electromagnetic radiation from the use of both wireless technology and mains electricity.
It's a big one.
Every single day, we are bombarded with electromagnetic fields.
Yes.
Most people don't have a clue what the effects are.
Right.
Others can feel the electromagnetic radiation to the point where they get sick and barely function. Are they drama queens overreacting to something that isn't tangible? Well, no. Just because one cannot see, smell, hear, taste or touch something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It can exist, and it can even be lethal. Take, for instance, carbon monoxide. Why do you think miners used to bring a canary down the mines? If it dropped dead, there was carbon monoxide. highly poisonous and potentially lethal. The miners climbed back to the surface as fast as they could. They knew, like nobody else, that something they couldn't see, smell, hear, taste or touch was capable of killing them all. Wow. It's the same with electrosmog.
Yes, it is.
Do you even realize what you are exposed to on a daily basis? Think cordless phones, cell phones, baby monitors, cell phone towers and transmitters, wireless networks like Wi-Fi, microwave ovens, smart meters. We are talking electromagnetic fields.
Right. It breaks my heart. So many out there, and I get it. It seems like, oh, we're just technologically moving in that, direction. But like so many scientists and doctors have brought forward how harmful this is on a cellular level, neurological level, so many digestive, just everything. And we haven't even done proper measuring as to before 5G with the sandwich, all the layers from smart meters already being there, our phones, the cellular towers, just everything, so on and so forth. The whole sandwich of frequencies, and then our modems, and then our security cameras, now smart homes, smart locks, everything, the Alexas. So everything's like communicating, and it's just bombarding the more signals very well. If you have any symptoms that she just discussed, could be that you're just bombarding yourself even in your home environment. Now, luckily, we are very resilient. So let's say you have no control over your workspace, but you do at home, then you can minimize everything at home and more so recover in a rested, healthier environment. And you could potentially, that might be enough to keep you in the mend versus the declining of getting worse. You just can't be like the chemtrails. You can't be ignorant to it. Otherwise, once again, it's just like you're projecting as though you care about yourself or others by not doing the research. The information is overwhelming. Yeah. Let's just continue, shall we? Let's see what Janet has up her sleeve. She does such a great job.
Why is it affecting us? Well, that's quite easy to understand when you realize that our human bodies on a cellular level have a tender electrical current of a picoamp. Picoamperes are the smallest current ever recorded. They are a trillionth of an ampere. Now, when you use your cell phone that is plugged into an electrical socket, it will send out a current of 0.2 amps. Forget the pico. This is 200 billion times stronger than what our bodies are used to in the natural state.
200 billion.
Phone charger plugged in. Right? What's what happen when I plug it in? It becomes a transmitter for electric. Right? And look how far it transmits. Look. So if you're laying in bed with that next to your head, that is all going into your head.
Crazy.
That's why I know. What's what happen when I pick my phone up when it's charging? So that is going right into your body.
Look at that.
Furthermore.
So I've seen that before. That was so good. I know it was kind of quick for us, but let's play it back and let's pay attention. Okay. So I even do my best. I even take the time. The point, this has to be plugged in unless I'm already on emergency call, but if the point is plugged in and now taking a charge, I will go to extra lengths to set it down and try not to even be in like vicinity. So let's check this out. Now it's not going over the specific currents and things of that nature, but you can look into it further. But this is a great visual. So he had to go all the way up and touch the wire. Nothing from the phone, but he had to.
It becomes a transmitter for electric.
Yeah, transmitter.
Right, and look how far it transmits.
Yeah, he doesn't have to go all the way up to the wire anymore.
So if you're laying in bed with that next to your head, that is all going into your head. That's why I know. What's what happen when I pick my phone up when it's charging? So that is going right into your body.
Furthermore, your cells communicate with each other at an incredible speed of 5 to 10 quadrillion electrical pulses per second. What happens when you interrupt that perfectly balanced electrical circuit with invading currents that are 200 billion times stronger?
Right.
Then, apart from our own electrical current, we have an electromagnetic field. Now imagine you live in an artificially created field higher than this. Over time, your body will become distressed, trying to compensate for the effects of this greater electromagnetic field.
Right.
As a result, your body will lose energy constantly to the point of illness and exhaustion. Let's have a look at one particular physical effect of high-frequency electromagnetic fields that most people can relate to. The production of a hormone called melatonin. Melatonin enhances your ability to fight cancer. It strengthens your immune system. And it is responsible for complete relaxation and sleep.
Yeah.
In order for you to achieve deep sleep, your brain frequency needs to be less than 4 Hz. But electromagnetic frequencies in and around your house consistently interfere with this. As a result, your melatonin production decreases with up to 50%, depending on the amount of electrosmog in your bedroom.
Wow. So many are not feeling well rested.
If you want to get up in the morning feeling
guys, don't be overwhelmed. Oh, you just installed all these things. You can't even think about uninstalling your camera. Well, you just may look into repositioning some. Okay, there's meters you could get that will read. I like some teams that built it out in years past. They called it home biology. Create a habitat that's healthy, like to ensure a healthy home biology. I like that. And there could be dirty electricity, even down to the plugs and the wiring, like your own meter could be bleeding into those. So it could be a multitude of things, but any wireless device is communicating, and how it's communicating depends on what it is, could be more damning than others. And you add up. So at minimum, to get your sleep area down to the levels that are conducive to sleep, that is in our best interest. But we could take this a step at a time, kind of like nutrition, right? And I just like that idea. It could be too overwhelming all at once, all these investments. Okay, well, minimally look into airplane moding your phone at night. Don't plug it in and have it right next to your head, even airplane moded. And if you have to have it available because you have kids or emergency or something, then you could leave it off airplane, but minimally get it 15 feet away from you. But start monitoring, take notes, journal. If you have a sleep monitoring system, you can use that. Just make sure it has Bluetooth shut off, because a lot of these monitoring systems, even the Oura Ring, uses Bluetooth. So there's a specific setting like to shut it off. When you shut the Bluetooth off on your phone, makes it harmless and it's not bombarding you. Otherwise, if it's a Bluetooth device and you're not shutting that down, you'd be surprised. You have that meter, what it could be putting out. It could be putting out a signal higher than what you need to get proper sleep and deep sleep and REM sleep, which is going to put your body in a healing state. Anyway.
Great. I'm fully rested and refreshed. You really need your melatonin. There's something else you need to know about this hormone. It is produced at night by the pineal gland in your brain. Remember what we said in the previous episode about the pineal gland? That the Cabal really wants it damaged because it activates a greater awareness? Well, this is the second reason why the Cabal hates full-functioning pineal glands in the heads of their useless eaters. It is so much harder to control and oppress healthy and energetic people than exhausted, unhealthy ones.
So true. It's so true.
So, disrupt deep sleep, and you got the people where you want them.
Perfectly.
Tired, weary, unstable, and thus unable to think clearly and to see how they are being abused, manipulated, and controlled.
Right.
Too tired to see through all the lies and to fight back.
Right. Too tired to even do your
Decreased
research.
melatonin levels aren't the only effects of high-frequency electrosmog. More than 2,000 epidemiological studies have proven that it causes infertility.
More than 2,000 studies. Think about this, folks. That's just on infertility. Could you imagine? What else? Is this in fact, well, not just infertility. Yeah, is this what is driving male sperm down the tube? Could only imagine our neurological. And she touched on pineal gland. I'd throw in there spiritual. Our spiritual connection to God. It's crucial. Evil does not fight fair. They fight so dirty. What are we waiting for? The time is now. We could rip all this down. Then we could actually put together proper teams that we entrust that are going to bring full transparency and start doing actual tests of our environment citywide. Businesses, we could even come out now with a new standard that businesses in certain places would need to adhere to ensure a healthy habitat for our children and for all of us. I mean, my gosh, a lot of children have been struggling, surprise, surprise, when these 5G towers get installed. Where the majority of them being installed? Right there on school grounds. And there's literally been children that have died from it, and it's been proven.
Blood clots causing thrombosis, pulmonary embolisms, heart attacks, and strokes. Oxidative stress. Damage to the blood-brain barrier, exposing the brain to foreign pathogens like viruses.
That's not good.
Altered electrical brain activity and increased behavioral problems in children.
Is that why I'm not getting well from Lyme disease? Because that attacks my neurological function, my immune system, and inflammation in my body. Am I not healing due to the IRAD ramping up, pulsating across the nation all night? Even being out in nature, not being able to get far enough away to get in a healing state. But let's not make it about me. Increasing behavioral problems in children.
Think ADD, ADHD, and autism. Alzheimer's disease.
Wow. It's a big deal.
Damage to the central nervous system, causing, for instance, MS and ALS.
Yes.
Cell mutations and DNA damage. Chronic inflammation, weakened immune response, allergies, depression, and cancer.
Could you imagine all these things? We eradicate it. We start doing tests and getting it down. Just like, okay, you start doing it in your home and getting it down to what you can, and you start feeling more rested. You're getting more done at work. Your relationships improve, your energy, like you want to start going to church more or getting engaged. Like life itself gets breathed back into you to a degree. Now, could you imagine to the individuals we can't even break through because they believe in Kamala, however the freak you say her name, and they want to leave the country due to because the Kool-Aid, they've joined a cult and don't even realize it. Well, we actually improve the environment. Who's to say that their discernment and their own thinking and rational thinking skills start getting enhanced to where, wow, I'm not going to use talking points anymore. I'm going to actually look at what people say and do for themselves and come to my own judgments and actually gain the backbone to speak up against ones that inaccurately talk on things. That I believe we could really surprise ourselves as to how this specifically is impacting us.
In 2011, the World Health Organization and the International Agency for Research on Cancer classified electromagnetic fields as possibly carcinogenic to humans, based on an increased risk for glioma, a malignant type of brain cancer associated with wireless phone use. Now, of course, you don't get cancer or any of the above overnight. This weapon builds up, bit by bit,
now you do,
day after day,
with the COVID
night after
shot.
night. We asked a group of Dutch researchers to measure EMF peaks in and around the house, and to investigate extensively what the effects of those peaks were on body and mind. Here's what they found. First of all, the peaks mostly took place at night when people are asleep, unaware of what they are exposed to.
Of course.
Secondly, to our surprise, most radiation was measured indoors, not outside and close to the towers, meaning the radiation spreads and intensifies in the electrical circuit of your home.
Unbelievable.
All of your electrical equipment, think laptops, phones, TVs, lamps, electric blankets, coffee machines, fridges, ovens, everything working on LED lights, even the night light in your children's bedroom. Everything radiates EMF like crazy, day and night. Especially when plugged in, especially during those nightly peaks, when everybody sleeps and doesn't notice a thing. Until they get up, that is.
Where
Then
the peaks
it starts
coming from?
with restless legs, a dull feeling in the head, dizziness, pressure on the chest, pain between the shoulder blades, pain in the abdomen, stiffness and pain in joints and limbs, tinnitus, shortness of breath, coughing, nosebleeds, heart palpitations and intensified heartbeat, a feeling of heat inside the head and other parts of the body, a tingling or wobbling feeling throughout the body, headaches, and a lack of concentration during the day.
Wow.
A lot of those symptoms can be explained by the fact that your oxygen levels drop to a low directly after the electrosmog peaks. When your cells don't get enough oxygen, the results are detrimental for body and mind.
Look at that. Are you kidding me? Five-year-old, 10-year-old, adult. Wow. We gotta protect our children. Your smart meter peaks every 10 minutes. It's one of the worst EMF disasters in your home. It's true. It might be certain locations, but I believe you can demand that gets taken out and you go back to an analog. I don't know if there's any cost affiliated with that. But the smart meters, if you're not familiar, it's what your electric company is installing on your electrical panel. And if you go out and look at it and it has the analog disc that spins around, then it's not doing this. But if it has a digital display with numbers, then it's 100% doing this.
We are now entering the brave new world of smart meters. That means your electric meter will do so much more than just show how much electricity you use. The new smart meters are watching you. They sense all kinds of goings-on. They see when you turn something on or off. They see how many watts your electric toothbrush pulls. They send the record of that little event over wireless networks, bouncing through your neighbor's smart meters, all the way to the power company, where they keep record of all your electric consumption volumes and patterns every minute of every day, and store that data forever on computers that you'll never get to see. Wow. That data shows when you are at home, shows when you're sleeping, shows when you're on vacation, when you have visitors, when you use a lamp, a power tool, some extra computers, and if you look like you're running a business out of your home. It even senses when you bootleg energy off the grid. Your smart meter data shows a vivid profile of your personal living patterns and whether or not you were at home on the night of the murder. This is not electrical metering. This is personal surveillance.
Right.
This is a search without a warrant every day. This is your personal private life going straight out through your electric meter to the power company, to the government, to the police, to the insurance company, to anyone who cuts a deal with your power company to look at your life under a microscope. Sorry, it's actually worse than that. People who don't cut a deal can get your information too by simply intercepting the wireless signal spewing from the side of your house. Yes, smart meters are radio transmitters. Here's how you tell. This one is a 1-watt radio station licensed by the FCC. On this all-news radio station, every detail of your electrical life is shooting off to some institutional data center somewhere.
Oh, no.
Already, the police in Ohio, Texas, British Columbia, and places I don't know about are regularly using smart meter data to pinpoint marijuana grow houses, enforce business licenses, and punish people for doing things in the privacy of their own homes
Full
that you
control.
were not supposed to do, but they wouldn't even know you were doing if they weren't spying on you. Your power company apparently gets to sell your personal life story to whomever it wants.
Yeah, what happened to
Any
freedom?
unusual power consumption pattern is considered probable cause to raid you for growing marijuana or running a computer server without a business license. This is about as big brother as it gets.
Yeah.
Those friendly men with their truckload of smart meters are going door to door with something a little different than a Christmas carol. My personal opinion is that you and I need to demand that these things be taken off our homes. It is not possible for your power company to claim they have the right to install a surveillance device on your house. Smart meters are no different from wiretapping devices. And in case you didn't know, wiretapping is illegal in all 50 of the states and the federal territories.
So they're
If you let your
criminals?
power company put a smart meter on your house, you may as well walk around all day with a Facebook helmet webcam pointed at yourself.
Wow.
They have convinced themselves installing smart meters is lawful by some reaching to the moon jive called implied consent. If you say they can change your meter, they pretend you consent even when you don't know really what they're doing. Here's a tip.
I think a lot of us, they didn't even ask. They just showed up at some point and installed them. I know my home in the valley, at one point, it had the analog, and then boom. One day I was out there, I had a breaker issue, flipping a breaker, and I'm like, when did this happen? No consent.
Tell them they can't change your meter. They had no trouble billing you with the old meter.
Right.
If you send them a notice by certified mail that they may not install a smart meter or any other surveillance device on your house, their implied consent goes out the window.
Okay.
I would do that if I were you. In fact, I did that, and I'm not even you. Those friendly guys on the sidewalk told me that they plan to put a smart meter on every house in America. If they do that, it will no longer be America.
Now, of course, we're talking about 3, 4, and...
I appreciate that kind of information. It merits worth looking deeper into. I knew of the harmful effects of them. I didn't know the infringing on our privacy side of them. I do know 5G's more so a monitoring system and a frequency weapon were being sold entirely a bill of goods. Guys, that is, in fact, my latest update. When I went back down to the valley and spent some days and I did the vote and everything, I noticed, like in all the years past, my cellular was always worse up here in the wilderness. And it was all right this year. But when I got back down to the valley, it notably was worse. It actually was so bad, I was connecting to Wi-Fi just to get certain video clips played so I could continue to advertise, do what I do in the marketing side of things. What's up with that? Oh, wow. I just got a notification for whatever reason. Our Instagram stream got shut down. And I just got an alert. What do you think that's about? Unbelievable. All right. Lots to look into. Let's continue and see what Janet connects for us. We love you, Janet. Thank you so much. I'm going to, as we play this, figure out. Might have to do some screenshots regarding this Instagram. It's important to capture anything that is putting a limitation on our speech. What the frick is going on?
5G as well. Millions of people are now concerned about the unrolling of 5G. but not many actually understand the exact problems. 5G is not a steady frequency. It is in development. Right now, most countries have 5G of 3.5 gigahertz. Not a big deal just yet, even though the effects on body and mind can already be felt, like we just showed.
Right.
However, our governments have a plan for their 5G networks. They intend to increase the gigahertz from 3.5 to 28 to 60.
Get out of here,
28
folks.
gigahertz is now at an experimental stage. 60 gigahertz is the near future. The entire Internet of Things, in which everything is interconnected through a wireless mega network, will be rolled out on 60 gigahertz. The future network of self-driving cars will need a complete infrastructure of Wi-Fi tunnels underneath your town, state, and country. Every 200 meters, on every street light, under every manhole cover, there will be Wi-Fi hotspots for 60 gigahertz radiation. The energy consumption will skyrocket. Millions of trees will be cut in order to maintain undisturbed data communication. 5G before climate change. Cut those trees and fry the citizens.
Not good.
For the last few years, and especially during the COVID lockdowns, countless 5G masts and transmitters have been placed on buildings, on high voltage masts and streetlights. The unrolling takes place in a highly undemocratic way, mostly in the middle of the night. Citizens have no voice. Masts and transmitters can be placed on the roof of your building without your consent.
People gotta grasp before they pop out of this, like, Janet was taken out due to the information she's sharing with us. She's doing it in a beautiful way. She's bringing great visual, great audio, a lovely voice, shining light on evil from a place of victory, more so, with a very upbeat, positive attitude. Yet, people aren't even, like, it seems they'll discredit or they won't even do their research. You got to understand, they took her from us so she was willing to pay the ultimate sacrifice to get us this information. Does that not just bring more credibility to the very things she was discussing and covering and unfolding for us? 100%. And when you do the deep dives on everything she talks on, okay, yeah, maybe the Tesla thing, time travel, yeah, not so much. But pretty much everything else, there is incredible truth behind so much of it.
No guarantees of safety and security have been given to the people who live in those buildings or in the direct vicinity.
Right. Can you prove?
According to experts, the problems surrounding 5G can be compared to those of the famous frog that was about to be cooked. Right. Have you ever heard of this biological experiment? No. The frog doesn't notice a thing at first. He feels good and warm, all cuddled up in a pan with water.
That's us.
But the frog cannot see the fire underneath the pan. The water gets warmer and warmer. The frog is still comfortable, but as he gets hot to the point of being cooked to death, he doesn't move. He doesn't try to escape, because it is all happening gradually. He spent all of his energy adapting to the rising temperature. And so, he now waits for the horrid death he is about to experience. That frog, my friends, is you and me.
100%.
5G, from 3.5 all the way up to 60 gigahertz. Gradually. We are so busy adapting that we will not be able to escape when our boiling point arrives. At exactly 60 gigahertz, the electrons of an oxygen atom start spinning. As a result, the oxygen you breathe in can no longer be absorbed by your blood cells. In other words, when 5G is set on 60 gigahertz and released, we will literally drop dead within minutes.
I actually had a vivid dream.
Hard to take this all in, isn't it?
That went like that.
We promised one more depopulation weapon, because for some reason, in spite of all the above, we are still alive. Incredible when you think about it, isn't it? So, buckle up. Number 1 in our depopulation countdown in part 17.
I cannot wait. Part 17. That will be fantastic. That will be also for another day. As much as I would love to continue with you here today, I mean, Janet, my gosh, she's so amazing. She just hits it out of the park every freaking time. From the original 10-part series that's under 3 hours to the sequel 1 all the way through 16, we're moving right along. I believe we only got maybe 10, 11 more to go. And that's a wrap. She clearly exposed more of the Cabal than the Cabal wanted revealed. And they had to put a stop to that. And I imagine it's more than just her series that she was engaged in. But we cannot. Let's let her live on through us and continue to forward these messages. Let's not end up like those frogs in boiling pots of water. And it's the chemtrails. It's a centralization of our food and our sources and all the experimentation they're doing, all that, all the chemicals they're putting in our food. It's not even food. So much of our ingredients, so much of our actual labeled food here in America is illegal in the majority of other countries. How is that? And we're slopping it up. And chronic illness is a great issue in this country. Couldn't this potentially be, even this frequency warfare, what is specifically causing inflammation and putting us on edge more so than the information war, left versus right? Because wouldn't you think, I mean, this is legit. Let's think about this. If you got the most extreme leftists and rightists, and I don't even like using that type of verbiage because the reality of the warfare and what we're facing is bigger than that, and that's part of the illusion. That's part of the weaponization of words to keep us divided. But let's just say, since it's being used, the most extreme leftists and rightists, I'd venture to say that the vast majority of them agree on 80% or more. Which means so many adults are no longer able, no longer willing, no longer capable of having an adult conversation with each other without getting too riled up and ramped up. What happened to just agree to disagree and still have love and respect for that other amazing individual? Because that's the only them you will ever see in this existence. Why create a mortal enemy when in fact we're not enemies? There is an evil one above us intentionally pitting us against each other. Well, back to the 5G. Could that be what's in fact triggering us to be more so in a fight or flight, get too emotionally spooled up? I'm sure it's a combination of a bunch of things, but that, to me, lack of sleep, inflammation in the body, you're not going to be thinking clearly or rationally, and you're just going to be more so explode mode than have a conversation and shake hands. It's perfect warfare. I genuinely wish they came at us with bullets and bombs and more traditional warfare, because with that, it's not sneaky. You see it. You acknowledge it. But we still have too many Americans not acknowledging that World War III begun a long time ago. And it's happening right now, not just at our doorsteps, inside of our homes, as Janet just even exposed. And it's not just the frequencies that's penetrating your homes. It's the the spray, I mean, you don't think that's getting through your air filter and in your home, and those metals, bacterias, carcinogenic materials, and also leaching into the water? She already touched on the fluoride that's getting put into water. We got to put a stop to all this. Now, collectively, we can share this to the moon and back. That in and of itself is going to be a step in the right direction. Come guest on this podcast. Reach out to unmuzzledchat@gmail.com. Step in the right direction. Forwarding this on, but even more, like, give us more solutions. Give us your solutions. Let's ramp up pressure to our current president, rotting bag of oatmeal. Where the freak is he? I think he's like one of them liberals, like packing his suitcase. That's what I think. I mean, let's be real. Maybe the elder's home's packing his suitcase for him. I don't know. But that goes to show that we've really divvied up the keys to this country. Just that in and of itself. Boy, we're about to go over 2 hours. Do not be disheartened. This is a great opportunity and we can achieve much together. So let's be elated to do just that. So Jesus is calling. Let's get this readout for the day. Then we will wrap up. So it's November 11th. Today's read states, do not let any circumstances intimidate you. It's right there. The more challenging your day, the more of my power I place at your disposal. Now, if we choose to tap into that, you seem to think I empower you equally each day, but this is not so. Your tendency upon awakening is to assess the difficulties ahead of you, measuring them against your average strength. This is an exercise in unreality. I know what each of your days will contain, and I empower you accordingly. Now, I don't believe it's just with clarity, courage. It's also shielding us and protecting us from a lot of this warfare. The degree to which I strengthen you on a given day is based mainly on two variabilities: the difficulty of your circumstances and your willingness to depend on me for help. Try to view challenging days as opportunities to receive more of my power than usual. Look to me for all that you need and watch to see what I will do. As your day, so shall your strength be. Beautiful. I'm so grateful for our loving creator God, and frick the deceiver that is fooling way too many as though he's our loving creator God. That's what he's here to do, and then destroy you. We're to gain that discernment. 3 biblical references. We got Ephesians 1:18 through 20. I challenge you to check these out. Psalm 105:4 and Deuteronomy 33:25. I'm so grateful. There's no way I could continue to do what I do here at great expense. And it's entirely expense. If you want to magnify what I'm trying to do here to secure our future, which potentially could lead to the biggest return on investment than you've ever done. Now, it won't be personal. Now, you know what? We win the warfare. It could lead to the biggest personal reward even on your bank account. But securing our future is more crucial in this war than our bank account. Okay? We could worry about our bank account tomorrow. But the fact of the matter is, money is a means to an end, and can be, right? And the more, I'm a sinking ship. I can't put more finances into this. So as it is what it is. If someone wants to step up to the plate, throw some money in the buy me a coffee, the direct Venmo, the direct Cash App, the GoFundMe. If it's a large enough portion, we'll bring in a tech guru to magnify our efforts here. Many other things. If it's a big enough portion, we'll spin off a tech guru to build out a web page where people can just go and have the emails and the demands and the everything organized so we can start reaching out to all our state officials saying, consider self-served. Whether it's regarding the BioShot, get it off our shelves. You don't, we will hold you accountable. And it would be nice to create it so it has a ticker, so we know how much is getting sent out. Because now we're like, dude, if we sent 100,000 or 5,000 and they swept that under the rug and we got the proof of that, well, it's time to kick off some class action lawsuits, which also is going to take more money. But we gain that right momentum. Frick, we take out these trillionaires that are doing evil, seize their assets. That's how it can come back to even a great investment, even financially speaking. But that would be the bonus. More importantly, securing our future. So that's what we should be doing it for, not for financial personal gain. And that, my friends, is not what I'm in it for. This last year is proof of that. I continually have invested. I have not brought in more than this is brought in. That's laughable. Yeah, no. Check out our affiliations. We do not know what's coming up. Get prepared. Get American Reserve Survival Food, Red Lights. Bond Charge has things like that too. That's protecting your body. Get an EMP shield on your vehicle. Oh my gosh, if you haven't got one of those yet, what are you doing? Get an EMP on your vehicle today. You're getting $50 off every one of those. Just look at the list of affiliations we have. They're all to be to your benefit. I love you guys. May our loving Creator bless you this beautiful day. May He bless this country and all countries. May He charge the people of every country to take back control from their tyrannical, evil, cabal rulers. That's what's up. Let's bring Janet's series to fruition and see the fall of the cabal. I greatly look forward to tomorrow's episode where we jump into part 17. Till then, take care.